Welcome back to Robert's Reviews, everyone. Today we got another good one. We're going to be continuing the Leonardo DiCaprio train with What's Eating Gilbert, Grape. What's Eating Gilbert Grape was made in 1993. It was directed by Lasse Hallström and is written by Peter Hedges. And this movie is really special to me because I grew up with it. It's a movie that I watched when I was younger. It used to be on Netflix, and so when Netflix first came out, um, I remember watching two movies the day that we got Netflix. We all sat in the living room and we watched two movies. We watched the first movie we ever watched on Netflix was a Robin Williams movie. I think it was called What Dreams May Come. We watched that movie, and then we immediately followed that up by watching What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which even when I was younger, I knew was just such a phenomenal movie, and like I couldn't even I I wasn't like a movie scientist, so like if a kid can really understand it, anyone really can. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, you really should. Unfortunately, it's not on Netflix anymore, but I rented it from YouTube for like $2, and honestly, it's worth it. To any of my friends who are into movies and haven't seen this movie yet, it's one of those movies that I think everyone should watch. It's really touching, and so I'm going to give you a brief overview without spoilers. That way you can go watch it and do it yourself. Generally, what I'm going to try not to give spoilers to any of these movies, just in case someone is watching my reviews, just to see if it's family friendly or just to see if they would like the content. This is family friendly, I would say. There's only one use of the F word, and it's not even written in the script. Johnny Depp just accidentally says it, which I didn't even notice. I had to rewind it because I thought I heard it, and I did. I was right. But it doesn't come up in the subtitles, so it must have been an accident. So, what's eating Gilbert Grape? The general idea is that Johnny Depp's character, Gilbert, lives in a house with a family, and the father had killed himself recently. That is not a spoiler. That is just something that he says in like the first 10 sentences of the movie. And basically, it's about him and his goal to be a good person, because the issue is that he cares so much about everyone else in his family that he oftentimes overlooks himself, and that's a problem because you have to know you have to care for yourself. You can't just spend your entire life caring about other people, because then you're never going to get what you want, and it's just as important that you get what you want as everyone else getting what they want. And that's really the moral that I got out of the story. I'm sure there are other morals you can get from this story. That's the one that I took away when I was younger, and what I even took from it this morning when I watched it. Um, so essentially, what happens is this girl comes into town, a camper, and the car breaks down. So she has to stay in the town overnight, and they can't fix the car. They have to wait there for a week. So the whole movie takes place over a week, and it is about Johnny Depp's character meeting this girl, and this girl is basically a freeloader. She's not a freeloader, but she's a traveler. So she goes around and travels everywhere, and she can kind of do what she wants. And Gilbert has never felt that before. Gilbert's never had he can't do what he wants because he has a mentally retarded brother, and he has to constantly watch over him. And that's another moral you can take is like, sometimes love can hurt. Sometimes love sucks. Like, and Johnny Depp's character really shows that when when the times get tough with his brother Arnie, he gets angry with him, but he knows he shouldn't get angry with him because it's not his fault, but it's difficult. And it's about that struggle between Gilbert trying to find himself while also maintaining the idea that he wants to be a good person and stick with his family and help out his family. That's the overall general gist of the film. It's a lot more touching than I think I made it seem. Um, it feels like a John Green book. Um, dare I say, better than a John Green movie. Um, it really just it hits you in that spot, and you're like, wow, that's really good, and it is phenomenal. I really do enjoy um, this film from the bottom of my heart. That being said, it's not perfect. Um, there's one side plot that just really kind of turns it off for me a little bit, and Gilbert kind of hooks up with this elderly woman. So he works at a store, and so he does deliveries because back then you would do deliveries to a store, and so he delivers groceries to this girl who's married and has children, and they would like do it on the kitchen counter. They wouldn't show it, of course. But like, it was just really uncomfortable. And then like, the plot just ends there. Like, there comes a point. I'm not gonna tell you what happens. But, like, it just stops happening, and there really wasn't a good point for it. It didn't help us like the protagonist anymore. It didn't help us not like the protagonist anymore. I was like, that's one really weird thing he does on the side that he really shouldn't have to do. Um, so that was a big problem for me, was just this weird side plot, which happens for me for quite a lot of movies, really, is that, like, there's just weird side plots everywhere. I don't really know why. I guess it's for time, but this movie's already, like, almost 2 hours long. I, 2 hour long movies just don't do it for me. They're just so long. They have to be shorter than that. And it's like almost 2 hours long. And if they had cut this entire side plot out, it would have saved like 20 minutes and would have made the movie. In my opinion, it would have made it better. Not that the side plot made it less for me. I think it was still interesting to watch, and like I was still engaged the whole time. But like I didn't really care about the side plot, and I feel like most people don't. It was based off of a book, I believe, of the same name. I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest with you. I didn't really research that much about it. And I'm wondering if they probably just kept it in because they wanted to keep it in from the novel, which is fine. But like, that's the thing about changing the convergence of media. It's difficult, right? You can't have a perfect novel change into a perfect movie. It's never gonna happen, right? Like, take the Harry Potter series, for instance, right? Wonderful book series, wonderful, wonderful movie series. We're not talking about J.K. Rowling. I'm not getting into that right now. But in general, right, the books are great and the movies are great. But when you read the books, you're going to get more out of it than when you watch the movies because there's just more content. And it makes sense because they can connect the content in the books more so than they can in the movie, right? So, like, for instance, Dubby, my favorite character in Harry Potter. He is in the books. He is in book 2, 4, definitely 4, 5, and 7. I don't think he's in book 6. That's 4, right? And in the movies, he's only in 2 of the movies. But it doesn't make the movies any less good, right? That's my thing. Is it's okay to take things out of the source material. You don't have to follow the source material like stepping stones, right? You just need to take the structure of it, the main points, and that's pretty much enough for a movie. You don't need to make it extra long just for the fan service of the people that read the books. Like, if I could watch a movie version of every Harry Potter book, would I do it? Absolutely, I would. Is it logical to do that? Absolutely not. And that's why I think it would have been okay if they just nicked it. They could have been like, no, we're not going to have, this weird side plot because it's irrelevant, for one, and for two, it kind of turns you off from the main moral of the story. I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. But let's talk about the acting real quick, and then I'll give you my rating, and then we can wrap it right up. All right, guys? All right, cool. Johnny Depp as Gilbert Grape. So Johnny Depp for me isn't a huge turn on. I don't really enjoy a lot of his stuff. I don't hate his stuff either. Like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna see Johnny Depp and be like, oh, I'm not gonna see that movie with Johnny Depp. But I don't enjoy it particularly much most of the time. Um, but this movie was fantastic, and he did a wonderful job. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that like maybe Johnny Depp's just better at doing independent films than he is at doing big films and Tim Burton films. That's all he seems to do nowadays is Tim Burton films. Which, no offense to Tim Burton films, I love Tim Burton films. They're all great, but they lack a certain. I don't want to say realness to it because it makes it seem fake, but they lack a certain respect, in my opinion, because in those movies everything is fake, right? There's no way none of that could be real, and like the Pirates of the Caribbean, no way that could be real, and like Johnny Depp needs to do more realistic stuff, and he needs to put himself in these positions where he can actually show that he can act. Because in those, like, I feel like you could put anybody in the shoes of Captain Jack Sparrow and give him lines, and it would probably be okay. I think Johnny Depp did a great job. Don't get me wrong, and I think that it wouldn't be great if it wasn't him, but it would be okay if it wasn't him, right? Like we could accept that. But you need a really strong actor to portray an actual person that can actually do things and actually feel the way other people do. And Johnny Depp's a great actor. He does really well in this. And it's really upsetting to see that, later on in his career, he stops doing these awesome films that, like, really get you thinking. And, like, I love blockbusters. I mean, you've seen me review blockbusters. I've reviewed so many of them already. And I'm going to do more. I'm doing all the MCU movies. I'm eventually going to do all the DC movies. I'm not looking forward to that. But I will do it. And but really what shines for me is not the big movies. It's the small independent films that are just really down to earth and really solid in structure with really good acting. And Johnny Depp did wonderful here. Leonardo DiCaprio as Arnie Grape stole the show. Stole the freaking show. No, there's, wow. That's all, wow. So, this is only my second Leonardo DiCaprio film I've ever seen. I saw This Boy's Life last week, and I saw this one, and I've seen like the first maybe half an hour of Titanic, and I've seen a little bit of Romeo and Juliet from Class. That's it. I'm pretty confident that's all the Leonardo DiCaprio that I've ever seen, and I am so excited to do more of these because it is so he's I don't wow he just. So he plays Arnie Grape, who is the mentally retarded child, and it's so good. Like, wow. And I don't know how young he was when he filmed this, but like he wasn't very old. My guess is like maybe 17, 18. Maybe. Probably younger than that. But he is so good in this. I don't even know how to describe how he does it. It's just so good. You have to watch it. It is so good. You have like if you only watch this film for Leonardo DiCaprio, that's okay with me because it's so good. He actually was nominated for an Oscar for this. I don't know how he didn't win. I mean, this is some of the best acting I've ever seen. Let alone like in that one particular year. I don't know who won. I didn't research any of it. I just saw it on the cover. Um, wow. Uh, I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I can say it now. I mean, I haven't seen all his films yet. It's on my list, but like, wow, 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 and more wow. I am in awe of this work, and I'm so excited to watch more of it. I almost want to watch it right now, but I have to go through and watch all of my favorite movies next. So that'll be fun. I'm really excited for that too. Next one, and the last one I want to talk about is Juliette Lewis, who played Becky. Becky's the girl that comes in and basically shows Johnny Depp that he can be his own person and still be a good person. And I just wanted to point out that she did a really good job. She didn't stand out, but she's not supposed to stand out. She's not supposed to be the main character of the show. And it's good that people know that. She's a supporting character, but she's supported, and that's what they have to do. And to be fair, Leonardo DiCaprio is also kind of sort of a supporting character, but he stole the show. I don't think he stole the show. I don't think it was his fault. If Juliet stole the show, it would have been her fault. But she didn't. She was able to play in the background behind, Johnny Depp and behind DiCaprio, and really, it was just really good to see that somebody can hold their own while also still being in the background, and it was really subtle and really great. So props to you. All right, so I think we can give the rating now. I'm gonna give it an A, not an A plus, and the reason for that is I probably would have given it an A minus if I didn't grow up with the film, if I'm honest with you, because that side plot was just so weird to me. Like it was just so weird. But like you should watch the movie anyway yourself because there's a lot I didn't talk about here that I could have. My goal is to keep videos like 15 minutes long. I'm hoping to get monetized at some point, but I have to get I think it's 4,000 no 1,000 subscribers first, and I'm only at like 42 when I'm recording this. So if we can get more subscribers, do that. So subscribe for more because I need more subscribers, and I love you, and you love me, so we can get together and be happy. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it an A just because the side plot was really weird with the adult. And that's really the only reason why I give it an A. I mean, it's a phenomenal film. Leonardo DiCaprio was wonderful, and I hope you go see it because it really is quite amazing. That about does it for me. Make sure you join the Facebook group, link in the description below. Join the Facebook group. Do that, blah blah. I'm hoping to have an Instagram by now. It may not be in the link in the description, but I will eventually get that to you guys. So keep looking out for that. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really helps me a lot. And don't forget to just keep watching films and movies, and I will see you guys in the next video.